This video is titled Bold, Brave, and Strong, Election Season. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. This video challenges us as the church to get good people in office. The church will be judged as it pertains to putting good people in office and taking care of God's institution of civil government. The data is not compelling. From George Barna, only 51% of people of faith are likely to vote, a full 32 million Christians who regularly attend church. Apathy among Christian voters could be the deciding factor. What is causing this rampant civic apathy among Christian voters? Much of the civic apathy flows from inaction by our nation's churches, many of which avoid teaching on the key social issues that could guide people's votes or help them understand how the Bible speaks to these issues. Barely half of Christian churches, only 56%, bothered to take the simplest election-related activity, that is, encouraging their people to vote. God truly weeps that his people have abandoned his civil institution, that is, civil government. The most common reason for deciding to not vote is a lack of interest in politics and elections, members say. Pastors and Christian leaders have failed to teach the responsibility of Christians to vote, the call to be salt and light so that biblical values are represented in the public square and to influence their government and nation with God's truth. Conclusion we can draw? In this election cycle, the 32 million regular churchgoers who likely won't vote is a game changer. This civic apathy among faith voters will have dire consequences not only at the national level, but in state and local elections and the outcome of numerous ballot measures, not only for this generation, but generations to come. The Bible teaches in Proverbs 29:2 that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked man rules, the people groan. But without pastors willing to speak about the Bible's perspective on policy issues and without them encouraging Christians to vote, it's hard to see how we can have the kind of godly government that would enable the people to rejoice. 60% said that the message of God being in control might unintentionally cause many Christians not to vote. We need believers and people of faith to know that their vote is a talent that God has given them to exercise in this country we call the United States. So here's a call to action for the civically engaged church. All year round, preach on cultural issues, preach on calling to be salt and light, teach biblical citizenship courses, train and equip members for civic leadership, create a civic engagement task force, pray for elected officials, meet and get to know civic leaders, represent biblical truth in public forums, and hold elected officials accountable. And then, during election season, pray for the election, conduct voter registration, candidate forums, pass out and share biblical voter guides electronically, preach that voting is a talent you're accountable for in a country such as ours. Preach the platforms of the political parties, mobilize people to vote, and celebrate civic involvement and when people do vote. Even use on your PowerPoint presentations graphics such as these that would allow people to register or create an absentee ballot or get involved. These QR codes and websites are for one county in the United States. Get the ones relevant to your county and display them. And then use clarifying lists for your members so that they can understand the difference between civics and politics. Civics is about society, structures, area of responsibility, stability, character, competency, freedom, liberty, the nature of God and the nature of man, and principles. Politics has been degraded into personalities, persona, that is a media crafted image, parties, programs, propaganda, power, privilege, pandering, pushiness. You know, if we take these two lists of civics and politics and switch out the titles, we can see on one list what we want to do is train and put forward statesmen. On the others, all we have is politicians. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. Be a civic, impacting church. Be bold, brave, and strong, and do something all year round and during election season. My name's Craig Seibert. Thanks for listening.